Hello everybody, welcome to my new Let's Play of an old game, a very fond old game. There's supposed to be a cutscene that plays before you play the game, but I can't record that. I've tried several times, and with several different types of video software, but it was not working. So, we're stuck. I can't play it, but I will link the description. I will link the video in the description, and probably on like an overlay of the video. So I suggest you go see that before you continue watching this Let's Play, because even though it's not a thing really big, it's still quite important. But basically, just a quick rundown, it's the opening cinematics is just the narration, like you find out who's going to be the narrator for this game, and it's just, I know this game by heart because I've been watching it, like I've seen it 10 times or something like that in the past 2 days. But basically, hooded figure goes to talk to Marius, who's in a jail cell, and he asks him what happened. And Marius says, I had a nightmare and the Citadel was destroyed. Well, that actually happened, but he's been having nightmares about it. And all of a sudden, this hooded figure who was at the Citadel was in this hostel that he was hiding at, and the hooded figure, who is the Dark Wanderer, aka Aiden from the first game, which was the warrior, he couldn't control the demon Diablo inside of him, and he unleashed the power, destroyed the hostel, and then left. And to quote Marius, when he beckoned, I had to follow. So basically, it's just pushing you in the right direction of this game. But yeah, go watch the cinematic because it's a lot better than me rambling. But anyway, the reason why I picked Diablo 2 is because whatever, grammar. What is grammar? I love this game. I have a lot of memories of this game. I remember it better than the first game. So, and I have notes. I have my sketchbook, which has like 4 pages of notes, and I want this to be as informative as I can make it. And it's not going to be like a full walkthrough, but if something is happening, I want to be able to, like, hey, you know. So we're going to start with single player. Delete this. So let's create a new character. First things first, you're going to notice that there's more than 3 characters. In the first game, there was the warrior, the rogue, and the sorcerer. They expanded the classes, and in the third game, they expanded even more. But I'm going to go over each one and tell you which one I like the best. So you have the Amazon. She's good at javelin and bow skills, passive and magic skills. She's essentially the rogue of this game. I know this character quite well because my mom used to play her all the time, and I used to watch my mom play all the time. So she's good with javelins, spears, anything pokey. She can throw them, she can just stab them. Passive magic, and then bow, which I think also includes crossbow skills. That's the Amazon. Then the assassin, she's skilled in the martial arts, shadow, discipline, and trap. Martial arts is basically just combat, but her own version of combat. Shadow discipline are like boosters, among other things. You can also summon a shadow copy of yourself who will fight alongside you. And then traps are just like throw bombs. You can set fire traps, which will shoot fire, and lightning traps, and like this whole thing. The Necromancer is good at summoning the dead, poison and bone skills, and curses. He can also create corpse bombs, and if you get too close they'll explode. He can raise skeletons and maybe zombies, I don't know. He can protect himself with bone armor, and I don't know him very well. Oop, nope. Yes, we want the God of War dude. The Barbarian. He's skilled in war cries, which boosts his stats, lowers other monster stats, can make them run, blah blah blah. Combat masteries, which are boosters to his combat skills. And the Holy Warrior, who is the Paladin, He's skilled with defensive, offensive, and combat skills. I don't know much about him. I don't know much about any of them except her, and the druid. But he's the holy warrior of this game. I guess he's the warrior or something. I don't know. Then you have the sorceress, who's cold, lightning, and fire magic. She can create meteors that will rain from the sky and destroy you. She can match the novas. And if you know anything about this game, you know how cool the novas are. And then you have the druid, who is... The druid and the assassin are added to the expansion pack, which I am playing, as you can tell. I have a reason for playing that. Unlike a lot of games, the expansion pack actually adds something to the story that is referenced throughout the entire story. It's not just, oh, you finished the game, bam, here's some more. Like, the story is about defeating 3 prime evils, but in the original Diablo 2, you only get to see the first 2. And then once you defeat Diablo, the game's over. This will actually introduce the 3rd prime evil, but I'll get more on that later. But the druid, he's good at elemental damage. He can utilize nature to his benefit. Shapeshifting, he can turn into a bear and I think a werewolf. And then summoning, he can summon the living as opposed to the dead, like the necromancer. He can summon ravens to help him out. A bear, wolves, and the stronger you build those skills up, the more you can have. You can summon a plant thing and spirit. He's a really good character, but I'm gonna go with the assassin. And we are naming her Assassin. I'm not going for the hardcore. So let's get started. He will follow you until you talk to him. I'm serious. Look at this guy. I will talk to you later. Leave me alone. Okay, so here's your character interface. Strength to dexterity, vitality, and energy. You're probably wondering where magic is. That's not really added in this game. Like, yeah, obviously you get mana, but I think that's added, like, brought into one of these 4. Since I'm playing the assassin, I'm only going to be worrying about strength and vitality. Your inventory. The thing I like about expansion pack is you can have like 2 different sets of weapons. As the assassin, I have blades like this that you hold on your hand. There's also kadars and claws. The claws are my favorite. Then in the first game, you could level up your character, have any spells you want. In the second game, you can't. Each character has a certain set of skills. These are the martial arts, which is like kicking and punching. You can build up attacks, and then once you get 3 hits, you can unleash them. You can teleport. I think this is the one where you teleport to kill. These are your shadow warriors. Shadow cloak. You can make yourself go faster. You can make yourself disappear. And then your traps. That's fire, lightning, poison, and death. And blade shield. And then, yeah, blade's entry. Your tab, your map, which I'll never get rid of. This is, I think, only for multiplayer. Unlike the first game where quests are randomized, you will always get the same quest no matter what, just depending on how you want to finish them. And if you need to hear them again, there's a speech button. And then your game menu. Hang on. Sound. Turning the sound up. Turning it way up. Okay. I'll deal with you later. Your private stash. In the first game, you could just leave items around. If you do that, they'll disappear. I used to think that someone would steal them on you, so you get a stash. In the original Diablo, you only get like this much room, but with expansion, you get quite a bit more room, which is really nice, and you get higher max gold. Anything else? You get your right mouse attack and your left mouse attack. You have a belt. And you can upgrade your belt so it's more than just those 4. But let's start this off by talking to Worf.
Greetings, stranger. I'm not surprised to see your kind here. Many adventurers have traveled this way since the recent troubles began. No doubt you've heard about the tragedy that befell the town of Tristram. Some say that Diablo, the Lord of Terror, walks the world again. I don't know if I believe that, but a dark wanderer did travel this route a few weeks ago. He was headed east to the mountain pass guarded by the rogue monastery. Maybe it's nothing, but evil seems to have trailed in his wake. You see, shortly after the wanderer went through, the monastery's gates to the pass were closed, and strange creatures began ravaging the countryside. Until it's safer outside the camp and the gates are reopened, I'll remain here with my caravan. I hope to leave for Lut Gholein before the shadow that fell over Tristram consumes us all. If you're still alive then, I'll take you along. You should talk to Akara, too. She seems to be the leader of this camp. Maybe she can tell you more.
He doesn't really do much. He doesn't give you quests. He mostly gives you information, and once you beat this act, there's 5 acts by the way, 4 in the original, 1 with the expansion. Once you beat this act, he'll take you to Lut Gholein, as he said.
Gide is a wandering merchant of questionable character who is traveling along with my caravan to the east. He will buy and sell most anything. He's greedy, but his wares are beyond reproach. I would suggest keeping both eyes open when you deal with him.
Yeah. We'll talk to this lady here.
Welcome, Outlander, to our glorious hovel. I know you're here to challenge the evil that's driven us from our ancestral home. But know this. Akara may be our spiritual leader, but I command the rogues in battle. It will take more than just killing a few beasts in the wilderness to earn my trust.
She'll become more important soon. Don't worry.
Some of my rogues told me of Deckard Cain. They said that he is a man of great wisdom. Personally, I don't know how wise he could possibly be if he never learned how to wage battle himself.
Yeah, she's a bit of a bitch. Look, you can chase chicken. We'll talk to Akara in a bit. I just want to get the other guys out of the way. Yeah, so we'll talk to Gide. I don't like Gide. You'll probably never see me go to this guy.
Good day to you, partner. I'm Gide, and I can already...
Oop.
Good day to you, partner. I'm Gide, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken camp. A spare weapon, some gold, a small gem is all I want in exchange for the equipment you'll need on whatever quest you might undertake. No, don't be shy. All of my items are guaranteed for life and come with a 2-day warranty.
Yeah, you'll never see me talking to this guy. I don't like him at all.
Warriv was kind enough to let me travel with his caravan, but don't let him drag you into a search for a new eastern trade route. I'm making a fortune right here. Yeah, from the rogues, of course. You, on the other hand, always get my best prices.
You sly bastard. He does have some items, but they're kind of crap. I don't know. I don't like him. But you can also gamble. You'll pay a ridiculous amount of money with the risk of not getting anything good. Sometimes I found some gold items. I've never bought anything. I think I bought one and it was really nice. But generally it's not worth it. Yeah. Let's talk to Charcy. Oh, if you're the barbarian and you go up to her, she will actually be like, "Oh, you're a barbarian. You're so lucky to go on an adventure." It's really, really cute. I like Charcy a lot.
Hi there. I'm Charcy, the blacksmith here in camp. It's good to see some strong adventurers around here. Many of our sisters fought bravely against Diablo when he first attacked the town of Tristram. They came back to us true veterans, bearing some really powerful items. Seems like their victory was short-lived, though. Most of them are now corrupted by Ondario.
She's, like she said, the blacksmith.
Warrive's alright, I guess. He seems too serious most of the time. I haven't really talked to him all that much.
she'll be who I go to a lot of times. Like, she has a lot of stuff, but I have no money, so I can't buy anything. But oh, yeah, no, I'll talk about that. Never mind. We'll get to that in the next episode. But let's go talk to Akara, who will give us our first quest. If you see that, the bubble with an exclamation mark, that means they have something important to talk to. I recommend every time you see an NPC with that, you talk to them.
I am Akara, High Priestess of the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye. I welcome you, traveler, to our camp, but I'm afraid I can offer you but poor shelter within these rickety walls. You see, our ancient sisterhood has fallen under a strange curse. The mighty citadel, from which we have guarded the gates to the east for generations, has been corrupted by the evil demoness Andariel. I still can't believe it. But she turned many of our sister rogues against us and drove us from our ancestral home. Now the last defenders of the sisterhood are either dead or scattered throughout the wilderness. I implore you, stranger, please help us. Find a way to lift this terrible curse, and we will pledge our loyalty to you for all time. There is a place of great evil in the wilderness. Kasha's rogue scouts have informed me that a cave nearby is filled with shadowy creatures and horrors from beyond the grave. I fear that these creatures are massing for an attack against our encampment. If you are sincere about helping us, find the dark labyrinth and destroy the foul beasts. May the Great Eye watch over you.
But yeah, she will give us her first quest. See? No. There's our first quest. Look for the den in the wilderness outside the rogue's camp. Akara is useful for magical goods. Like, I won't be paying attention to any of this. But she has town portals, potions, keys. Unlike the first game, you need keys to open certain chests. I don't really recommend buying any because you usually find a ton in the beginning in the game. I usually end up with 4 or 5 stacks. It's ridiculous. I end up selling them all the time, but only buy them if you need them, because more often than not you'll find them when you're searching. There's, as you can see, more potions. As you get further and further into the game, these will upgrade to better potions. But where's my list? Just a quick rundown. Stamina potion will restore your stamina instantly, and it'll give you super stamina recovery for 30 seconds. I think super stamina is the speed it recharges when you're in camp, but I don't normally use these. Antidote cures poison and adds poison resist plus 50 plus 10 to max resist for 30 seconds. The thawing potion will do the same thing, but it's for cold. Then you have your scroll of town portal, scroll of identified key, the minor healing potion, which this one will heal me, because it's different for every class, 4 to 5 points, and then that will heal me 30 points. You can either have the scrolls all over your inventory, or get a book, which will hold up to 10, and this will hold up to 10 as well. So they're pretty nice, because you can't learn the spell, you have to actually have the book. So yeah, that's about it. In the next episode we will talk about what that is. I actually found out some interesting stuff about it, and we'll also start our journey to find the Den of Evil. My name is Kit. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.